What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Final Fantasy VII and the Switch 2. Now, this is a few days old, so sorry for being a little bit late, but it very, very much seems like Hamaguchi confirmed. And, I mean, I don't really think it's like full-on confirmation. I guess it's not officially confirmed until Square Enix says something or does something, but heavily implying that not just, obviously we know 7 remake or, technically intergrade, right, is coming to the Switch 2, but also very much looks like the other 2 are coming to the Switch 2 as well. So one thing he says is he has high hopes that we can build a strong partnership between Nintendo and the Final Fantasy brand, and then right at the end of the video, he says, I hope players are looking forward to the Final Fantasy VII Remake series on Switch 2. And that right there is the golden quote, right? Like just saying series, actually throwing series in, because if you just said Final Fantasy VII Remake, I mean, technically you mean like the first of the 3 games, right? And you're saying hopefully people are going to enjoy that on Switch. When you say the series on it, you are quite literally saying the entire thing. And, look, this is not, I mean, this is, I guess, part speculation, but part do it. Like, this is part of me egging them on in a positive way. This is what you hopefully like to see. This is what I think the plan is from Square Enix, and, it's important. And when you look at Rebirth, I think the writing's already on the wall, right? Like, you see how it did. I don't even think it did all that bad on PlayStation, okay? I know that's it's very old news, and people have talked about it 1,000 times, but, like, I don't think it was all that bad. I feel like you, obviously, you've got to look at when it came out on Steam and just immediately blew up, right? And I'm not, it blew up, like, it didn't do Baldur's Gate 3 numbers or anything, like, insane, but, the game did extremely well on PC, and I think proved to fans, and most likely proved to Square Enix, like, and more specifically to Square Enix, that, like, yeah, this is the way, right? There are people that are segmented off in different, console bases or different, technology in general, like PC-only players, right? That have been waiting for it. And once you give it to them, like, they're going to support the franchise. So it would be, the Switch 1 and Switch 2, like, games going on their third-party games oftentimes is just like an immediate, like, yeah, just give us an extra 1 to 2 million, right? When Hogwarts Legacy comes to Switch, that thing is selling, and that thing is helping them massively. A lot of games can really help with it, even though, like, especially the Switch 1, you are putting it on a far less powerful console. Half the time, the publisher and developers don't even freaking care, and you get things like Mortal Kombat 1, of how amazing that game looks on Switch. You look at, like, Life is Strange Double Exposure, funny enough, from Square Enix. You look at how amazing, by the way, in case people don't know, I'm kidding. It looks terrible, right? Both those games. And there's others. Like, a lot of games struggle on the Switch, but you know what? It still really helps them. So to really be able to take advantage of the console, use it to its strength, I think putting Final Fantasy on the Switch 2 is a genius idea. Well, not even genius. It doesn't take a genius, actually, I should say, right, to come up with that. It's just a smart move. Like, you do it, and it's going to work. And you put Rebirth on it, and it's going to work. And you put 3, and it really all builds up to 3, doesn't it? Like, that's the grand story. Not just is 3 the end of this all, and we get to find out all of their final, last-second decision-making, right? How everything comes together and all that jazz. Things that I'm very, excited for. But then there's also the business end of it, where it's like, okay, this is freaking it. Like, do they got the deal with PlayStation? Like, what was that deal like in the first place? Is the thing coming out multi-console, multi-platform? Are we getting part 3 on PS5, Switch 2, and PC day one? Or is it coming out on 2 of those day one and a third or fourth one, throw Xbox in, right? They're making deals with Xbox. So, I think that's a really big part of it, because that's part of the future. It's something that Square Enix has had to learn in the last 5 years to various results, and some good, some bad. And, they're learning on the fly, and they're going to get there. And obviously, part 3 is a big part of that. So, again, cool to see that. I mean, that's the closest confirmation that you're going to get, besides them just outright saying in a trailer, okay, Rebirth is coming on Switch 2 November 25th, right? Like, that's the full-on confirmation. This is, like, very much, okay, we're going to give you a huge, like, wink that it's coming. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.